Hi guys, I'm Céline. I'm the founder and CEO of Leetchi Group, owner of MANGOPAY, a payment API dedicated to marketplaces. Today I'm here to talk to you about payment friction and free the friction in payments, especially in collaborative economy. The thing is that I appear like an ovni in the industry. I'm young, I'm a girl, and I'm French, and I don't know what is worst, believe me. So more seriously, my talk is about making payment as a tool for conversion. You would say me, Céline, payment is a tool of conversion by definition. But in fact, in sharing economy, it's still a nightmare. And that's the reason why we built MANGOPAY. My talk is about the future of payments in sharing economy. And I will explain this through my history as an entrepreneur. So there is a great guy that said there can't be any large social revolution until there's a personal revolution on an individual level. Do you know who said this? It's Jim Morrison. Yeah. And I really believe Jim Morrison was right because to build something, you have to experience a life-changing event. So my life-changing event was when I was a student in a business school. This is my fellows at the business school. Thank you for the help. I was in charge to organize a party to make each student get to know each other, and a weekend, basically a weekend party. As we all know, students love to drink beers, so I organized a 2-day weekend with all the fellows to just make sports and drink beers and get to know each other. And I had to, of course, collect money to make them afford the weekend. And when I started to collect the money from my friends, it was a complete nightmare. First, we still have checks in France, so I was with checks full in my pocket. What am I going to do with checks? And each time I was asking to my fellows, hey, give me your cash. They will tell me, I only have my debit card. Why don't you take a debit card? But I'm not a customer, so I'm not a merchant, so I can't take your debit card. I tried to give them my PayPal accounts, but as they were lazy, they didn't pay it on my PayPal account. So I had to advance all the money to afford the drinks for a weekend. I started my days as a student with minus 400 euros on my personal bank account. So it wasn't a very nice experience. And then I'm wondering myself, well, we can almost do everything on internet and online, so why not collecting money? It should be easy and simple. And that's the way the idea of Leetchi.com was born. So Leetchi enables people collect money online. It's really easy. You can collect money from your friends, your colleague, from your family, or even from strangers. And the purpose of the money collection can be a group birthday gift. It can be also a party, like me and my fellows. It can also be, for example, collecting money for a wedding, a birth list, or even charities. So Leetchi was launched in the beginning of 2010. Almost more than 5 years after launching Leetchi, building the technology, building the payment technology, we have experienced tons of different pools on Leetchi to collect money. Hundreds of millions of euros are collected on the platforms for any kind of purpose. It can be, as I said, for wedding lists, for group birthday gifts, it can be for parties, everything, solidarity. And the payment here is really useful because it's not only about paying, but it's also about telling to your friends, yeah, I'll come to the party because I've paid. Or it can also be like for the event of Charlie Hebdo, when the attacks in France appeared, people opened a money pool on Leetchi to collect money for the journal. 1 million euro was collected within a couple of days from all over the world. It was dozens of thousands of users paying on the money pool just to support and help revolt from what happened. So here the payment was a way to support France, to support people, to support the revolution, and just say we are not this kind of people and we need to get help. So the payment can also take different way of expression. So this is the first part of the company. Back 2011, one of my friends is coming to me and say, well, I would like to use Leetchi technology, but without Leetchi for my crowdfunding platform. I was like, what? What do you need? And he said, well, today we are, so he's the owner of a crowdfunding platform. We are using PayPal, and the problem we have is that we don't know if people, they pay or they do not pay, because in the user experience that provide PayPal to us, well, they directly pay to the owner of the project. So we don't know at the end if the one who is opening the project on the crowdfunding platform has reached his goal or no. And it's a nightmare for us because we have to ask the information to the project owner. So I was kind of surprised a crowdfunding platform could work with such a shitty payment experience. And I don't say PayPal is shitty. I say PayPal wasn't made for collaborative economy. It was made for retailing, it was made for e-commerce, but not for this kind of platforms. So for months, we've been working on the technology, understanding how we could help crowdfunding platforms, but also marketplaces, collaborative consumption platforms to make payments using our technology, using our e-money issuer license. And 2 years ago, MANGOPAY was born. MANGOPAY is a payment API, as I said, dedicated to marketplaces, crowdfunding platform, collaborative consumption platforms. It's an API, so there is no front-end experience. It's your experience. It's the front-end experience of the platforms, and we really believe staying in the platforms while you're doing your payment is something really relevant. We provide lots of features dedicated to these platforms because they have special needs. So for example, we'll help to collect the money, so to collect the payment, store the payment on an e-wallet, and then withdraw the payment to a seller. We also provide a lot of data because we believe there is a value in the data around payments and that the platform have a need for these data. We also make prediction on the risk on the transaction. And this has a really relevant, it's a really relevant information in the collaborative economy, because in the collaborative economy, you just trust the guy who is selling you something or is renting you something. And with the help of MANGOPAY, you can have a level of information on how risky is the transaction and how you can, of course, trust a user. More than 600, I don't know why it's a plus and minus because it should be only a plus. 600 platforms are now using MANGOPAY. Within 2 years, 600 platforms, crowdfunding platform, marketplaces, collaborative consumption platforms. In 22 countries, we focus on the European market, even if we offer a global solution, because it's a key. And this is the key. When you are a payment solution, you have to provide a global solution, but you have to localize your solution. Just previously, I didn't talk to us about how local must be the payment solution, and I, of course, share this view. So you have to offer a large numbers of methods of payments, currencies, because it has to be at the end global, but local also. So on the amount of volume, on 2015, it's about 200 million euros collected on MANGOPAY. It was 100 million euros in 2014 and 45 million euros in 2013. So it's doubling each year. We think we will reach 500 million next year and 1 billion the year before, because it's an industry that is so growing fastly that it's an interesting industry. As I said, MangoPay loves crowdfunding platforms. We launched really recently in the UK last January. We already have 15% of our monthly volume that comes from the UK market. Some of our customers, like Crowd2Fund, Bank to the Future, Property Mouse, or Go Get Funding, are using MangoPay for their crowdfunding platform. One of the big advantages with MangoPay for crowdfunding is that when you open a project, we will help you secure the payments. Because one of the problems with a classic payment solution is that you can't store the payment while all the project isn't filled in. So you can only make an authorization on the debit card or the credit card, and at the end, maybe like 2 or 3 months after you have finished the project, when you decide to debit the cards, then you have the rejection, refund, rejection of the transaction, like do not honor, or the rejection we saw in at the end slides. So it's about 20 to 30%. So we help crowdfunding platforms secure 100% of the amount of the money. How we can do this? It's because we are a e-money issuer license, and with our technology, we provide e-wallets. So what you'll do is that you will make the payment transaction. We will secure it on an e-wallet, and then we will transfer all the e-wallets, all the transactions on the e-wallet of all the people who paid on the project to the one who is collecting for the project for the crowdfunding platforms. It also works with any kind of crowdfunding platforms, of course. We also love marketplaces. As I said, we have couples of marketplaces using MangoPay. In UK, including Vinted, Liftshare, or Depop. Vinted, for example, is only a mobile application. So of course you can use MangoPay on mobile as it's an API. There is no front-end user experience. We help the platform record the credit card numbers. So then once you have paid the first time, then your credit card numbers is stored on Vinted, and then you can make payments as one-click payments. It's really important for marketplaces because, for example, on Vinted, someone can buy 25 different products a day. So if you have 25 times to enter again your credit card, it's impossible and you lose transaction. There is also something we are providing to marketplaces that is really valuable, and it's still about the e-wallet system. So for example, we are on Vinted and I'm selling my dress. Someone is buying my dress, so I will receive 50 euros on Vinted platform. I now have two choices. I can either take a withdrawal and get back the cash on my traditional bank account, or I can use the cash on Vinted platform. It's about 30 to 40% of the people who pay on our marketplaces platform that reinject the cash in the platform. So it's really valuable for the marketplaces. We also have a lot of different offers and dedicated features for marketplaces, collaborative consumption platforms. It's an online, everything is online, it's an API, so we talk to developers. We are not a sales company, we're an engineering company. So you can find any information you're looking for online, and if you're looking for working with MangoPay, you can drop an email at sales@mangopay.com or just work with the technology online.
Merci. So presumably you take a small percentage of each transaction. How does that work?
Yeah, we take a 1.8% transaction. So the way it works is that you make volumes, and at the end of the month, we just send you an invoice on the amount of the money you collected.
And then you have to work with the credit card companies and pay them and transaction fee.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's to stop somebody trying to take your marketplace? How do you protect your business from other startups or other incumbent companies that try and see what you're doing and come into crowd payments?
Well, the thing is that building this kind of technology took us, I would say, 3 to 4 years. So, I mean, you can develop Windows if you have time and if you have money. But the experience we have is really valuable. And it's because we really understand the field of marketplaces and third-party payment, because at the end, this is the question. So we have very unique technology.
And being a French company, is that an advantage or a disadvantage if you're trying to build an international business?
Why are you asking this?
Because we don't have many entrepreneurs here from France, I guess.
Yeah, so I have local teams. So I have a UK team, and so I'm not a French company anymore. And I have also German teams, so I'm not a French company anymore. I have Spanish teams, so I'm not a French company anymore.
So that's a yes. But it's Paris-based still?
I am Paris-based, but we have office in London, in Paris, and in Luxembourg, and we are opening office in Germany and in Spain within the end of the year.
And then the last question is, if you're working in different territories, does that increase regulatory pressures? Does that increase the paperwork that you have to deal with?
So we have an e-money issuer license, and we can work in all the European markets. So right now we focus on the European market, but of course we provide a global solution.
Merci.
Avec plaisir.